Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. When these guys killed Tatarsky, if you remember that Russian blogger, military blogger, correspondent, who was saying things, so he was using his free speech in a certain way, in a way that some people did not like it. Therefore, they decided that he should be eliminated physically. And those are the Ukrainians. So the Ukrainians eliminated Tatarsky and in St. Petersburg, if you remember that bombing in that cafe. And also they eliminated Daria Dugina, another media personality in Russia, because she was talking something they didn't like. So therefore they thought that assassination is the appropriate measure. That's what they thought. I don't think it is. I think if we pretend to be a just society and just people, you bring people forth and you put them in front of a court of law, and you allow that person to defend himself or herself, if that's the case. But doing this, imagine if someone would not like what you say and give you the same treatment. They claimed, how do you call someone who gets into assassination? A criminal. An assassin, an assassin. So these assassins, they claim that the two people that I mentioned, Daria Dugina and Tatarsky, were propagandists and promoting war. Well, if we use the same loose definition that these guys used to eliminate physically these people, harm them forever, if you use the same definition, you apply it to many other personalities, media, I don't call them personalities, weasels in the media in the US, I think they also cut it, they also qualify for the same term when, they're propagandists and they lie and they also promote war by saying we need to do this, they promote war. Therefore, it goes that if you have the right to do that awful thing, then these imbeciles can do the same thing to you imbeciles. But no, only these guys are doing it to those guys are not supposed to do it to us. I haven't heard the US media, the free media, being indignated about the assassination of Tatarsky and Daria Dugina. Now we have a Russian court who imprisons the alleged perpetrator, the suspect, to 27 years in prison for the killing of Tatarsky, war military correspondent. Here it is. Sputnik. Russian court imprisons Trepova for 27 years after killing military correspondent Tatarsky. Now, you might think that this should make the news in the media, saying the people who attack the media, good or bad. I agree with their statement or I don't agree with their statement. That's not how you deal with people in a civilized world. We're not civilized, but that's beyond, Then these guys should promote and say, see that person, because why? Imagine other groups in the world that don't like what these guys at CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and others, New York Times, Washington Post, they say or do. Does that mean that are entitled to do what these guys did to Tatarsky and Dugina? So they should celebrate that that person got the 27 years. I guarantee you, there's going to be no US media that's going to promote this. Say, yeah, that's a good thing. If someone will promote it in the West, will just publish it for half of day and then it's going to disappear. It's going to be all alleged for this Russian propagandist who deserve to die? Is that how it goes nowadays? Because you're not propagandists? That's dangerous, my friends. That tells you the justice of the Western world. St. Petersburg. A district military court, St. Petersburg, has sentenced Daria Trepova, the defendant in the case concerning the terrorist attack in St. Petersburg's cafe that killed Russian military correspondent Maxim Fomin, known under the name of Vladen Tatarsky, to 27 years in prison. Trepova is found guilty and sentenced for multiple crimes to 27 years in a jail regime colony with a fine of 600,000 rubles, $6,750. Presiding Judge Timur Zidkov announced the verdict. Timur. This must be Tatar or something, Timur. Timur Lenk. You know Timur Lenk? Okay, if you know Timur Lenk, who's called Timur, okay. Timur Lenk, read about him. In April 2023, Russian military reporter Maxim Fomin, known under the name of Vladlen Tatarsky, was killed in a detonation of an improvised explosive device brought to a cafe in St. Petersburg. Trepova was detained on suspicion of involvement in the explosion. Russia's National Anti-Terrorist Committee said that Ukrainian special services and the supporters of Russian non-profit anti-corruption foundation FBK masterminded the terrorist attack. Now, this is what the Russians say. Always skeptical. Nevertheless, the fact is that guy died, this guy, and he was a blogger, a person, okay? And they died, and these guys did not give a shit. That's concerning. Not concerning to me, because I know how the wind blows. I know the dynamics. But for people who are still thinking that the West is the best, get here and we'll do the rest, like Jim Morrison, was it the song The End, I think. So if you think that's still the case, no, this here's a mirage. Is a mirage. I'm not saying the other side is better or something, but I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like a lie. They all lie, but the lie is bigger, where we pretend that our societies are, and in general we are. We are a little bit better than others, obviously. Certain things, direct experience, I can tell you, coming from different country, living in many countries, and I can tell you this country is, for me at least, the best. It's going down. That's why I'm upset. That's why I talk about it. That's why I point out to garbage like this one. The media here is not the media you were told. I remember when I was a kid, we were told, American media, until someone who worked in the security services, let's put it mildly, told me those guys in America, those lie more than everybody else. I was, oh my God, how do you know that? Well, you're going to find out. Well, I got here to the United States of America and I paid more attention and I realized, wait a minute, that's a narrative. Like everywhere else. I don't like that these guys, the fall is bigger here than over there because we claim that we are here, but actually we are here. The other ones claim they are here and they are here. So you see this difference, the fall is much smaller than here. That's why it's more ridiculous and makes you vomit. Yes, overall we're higher, let's say, maybe not the same as the other ones. Maybe we're higher, all right? But still the fall is bigger and I don't like that. I don't like that because we're losing it. You and I, we argue like idiots for these guys to run with a loot. That's what happens. So when these guys are going to be really honest and they're going to, which it's an impossibility, but not impossibility, very highly unlikely, and report the news as the news and not the propaganda. I made a video yesterday and I showed you how these guys, it was NBC News, I think, or CBS News, and they were talking, the whole article was promoting a narrative, and they call themselves news. They were informing us. The words they used, the grammar they used, the interpretation of facts, they as well. Here's a clear example of how the news here is manufactured. And if you use the right words to call certain things out, you're called names, but you have freedom of speech. Exactly what I told you. In the Constitution, it's freedom of speech. All right, is the First Amendment right there, the Constitution, the first one. So the right of free speech, right, should not be infringed, whatever. So here it is where we pretend we are and we moralize everybody. We moralize everybody, but we're not there. Fuck no, we're right here. We're a little bit above in reality than others by reality, by what's going on it's still more organized. We still can get a fair this and fair that with its corrupt, officials and so on, bureaucrats. So nevertheless, here it is, my friends. When these guys are going to talk about that as, yes, that guy that we didn't like what he said was killed, he didn't deserve to be killed. When I hear these guys saying that, then these guys, going to be climbing themselves out of their hole, which is, miles down there, climb a little bit, a notch. But they will not say it. Not even that. But the idiots think that they are untouchable. There's another thing. Remember, and I don't want that to happen to anybody. But remember, if something like this would happen to someone here, oy vey, shoo, the whole media will feel threatened. But right now they don't feel threatened. Why? Because they don't like that guy or that woman. There's not justice. There's not objectivity. There's not news. There's not free media. No, that's just a propaganda. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.